Hey guys and girls, it's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. We have another PRS. This one is a PRS SE. It's a McCarty 594. Um, Pretty cool instrument. It's definitely an upper level guitar from PRS, middle range from the previous one that we did. Same thing. We're switching pickups and doing some wiring fun. Let's get to it. Um, as you can see, different guitar completely. This one is exactly opposite in one way. It's got PAFs in it. We're taking these out and we're putting in um, Reverend Billy F. Gibbons, Hades Gates, Seymour Duncan, my favorite brand. Wiring is definitely different on this. It is set up similarly to a Les Paul, two volumes, two tones with phase switching. And that's what's going to be. Um, Hopefully everything goes well. I've already taken the strings off. I already have the back open. Let's fire up the solder iron and see if we can't figure out what's going on back here. It is wired up differently than I have seen. Um, I'm going to try to walk us through. This should be pretty basic. I just want to confirm what is the neck pickup and what is the bridge pickup back here. Well, actually, I don't need to do that because I can see it. It's obvious. Inboard. The inboard pot is the neck, which is this guy right here. And the outboard is the bridge. So all we're going to do is desolder these and get them out of there first. And the first step is to undo them. Yeah. So basically, we have the, the, the PAFs that are in there only have two leads. They're old school. To phase switching, we should be okay because the Seymour Duncans are four leads or five leads, including the bare ground. I'm just going to pop these out and dive in. Yeah, I mean, we got no choice. So let's get everything out of the way here so I don't burn myself in the forehead with my. It looks like this has been rewired for sure, 100%. I don't know who did what, but what we're doing is, well, it is what it is. Ground. This is the neck. Appears as though that should pop right off, which it did. It's got some funky wiring to it. I got to admit, I haven't ever seen it done like this, but I can see that he did what I do. Whoever did this wiring job. Sometimes on these ground sheet, the outside sheathing is actually the ground for the pickup. I will usually put a ground lead right to that instead of trying to solder that to the back of the pot. It just makes it easier. We're going to call that neck. Yeah, just so I don't get totally confused. That's inboard, which is neck. Outboard is bridge, which is this. Yeah, this seems like it's going to be straightforward, but man, every time I say that, something weird happens. But let's hope for the best. Yeah. I'm pretty certain that will get us where we want to be for the next phase. Not a fan of this old school grounded sheathing on the outside. It never appealed to me. It's such a mess to try to put that together, but that's the way they did it in the old days, and that's what these pickups, these PAFs that are in there are only two terminals on the harness. Let's get them out of there. Helps if you use the right screwdriver. I don't think we'll have any problem with fitment in these rings, but you never know. You never know. I'm going to get these out of here, and then I'm going to pause while I mount the other pickups and push the wires through. It's video time that I don't want to waste. We are going to do a cleanup and setup on it. This one needs to be cleaned up more than the other one. I'm going to try to post these videos back to back because this PRS and the one I did right before this one are from the same client. And I'm going to try to see. I see another wire there. That's what I was wondering about, how they were doing the phasing without. There we go. So I'm going to assume, see, you never know what you're going to run into. I thought it was coming from the three-way switch, and that did not make any sense to me. Bridge. Now we start making our map. I know what's going to happen here. Red and white are going to go to that terminal from the Seymour Duncan. Stand by while I make a little map really quickly. So yeah, at first I was a little puzzled how there could only be two terminals coming from the pickup, and for the tone push pull for the phasing. Because there's actually three terminals coming from the pickup. I thought there was one going to the switch, and that puzzled me. I couldn't figure out how the hell does that work. Well, now we know. And to get them out, all you got to do is know where they go back, take them out, put them back in the same spot. Somebody else has done this wiring job, and it's not bad. Bad, it's just different. Not bad, just different. Not super clean though, I'll tell you that. And we're going to try to clean it up. All they did was put a glob of solder that goes to the push-pull switch and tack it on there. Not perfect, not the way I would do it. What I'm going to do is load the lug for the bridge and the neck. You load the lug with a little bit of solder, and then all you got to do is touch the heat to it, push the wire through, and you're done. The other one goes one to ground and one to the what do you call it? The pot. Yeah, easy peasy, nice and sleazy. So weird. Ground, switch. Yeah. Okay, so stand by while I get the rest of the. Pull that pickup out. That one will pop right through. Just like so, and you got one pickup out. I'm going to repeat that process, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been a hot minute. You can see I made some artwork here. I wanted to clarify a few things. Oops, my bridge came off. I wanted to clarify a few things. We have the pickups in, as you can see, right? And we have them soldered in. Little extra. There's always a little extra on the bridge harness, and I don't like to snip them off close because the next guy that has to work on it is going to probably need that extra lead, you know, and just leave it in there. It'll fit. If there's not enough room, then you have to cut the size, but we'll tighten it up. Everything is working nicely. We are going to tap test it now, just for demonstration purposes. But before we do that, I always say it, you never know what's going to hit your bench, and every patient, every victim is different. I may have done pickup swaps and PRSs a million times before, and you never know what you're going to run into. They're not a direct fit. And Seymour Duncan, I don't blame them because they're pretty Johnny on the spot when it comes to fitment, and you know they know what they're doing. But the route in the body was just a little off, and this crude drawing that I made, and right where the fitment issue was the corners of the mounting ears on the pickup. This is the pickup. There's your poles and your each side of the humbucker. You have to grind these down right here, and you actually have to take off a little bit to shorten the ear. And you got to be careful when you're doing that. You don't want to go too far, and you don't want to do too much too fast because you'll heat it up and you will ruin that little hole right there. Is the threaded hole that accepts the pickup screw with the spring so that you can adjust your pickup height up and down. So you have to be really careful clearancing those ears. I know, you know, if you can change a flat tire, you can do that. But some people get on a grinder and the next thing you know, that whole ear has disappeared and the hole is exposed. And guess what? That pickup now has to really be modified. I digress. At least I wanted to, you know, kind of go through that with you. And off camera, that was, you know, about an hour and a half getting the fitment right, getting them in there, soldering them in. That's stuff I don't always show it on the video, but I try to explain it. So we are at that juncture where we're going to tap test neck. Right? That's this guy right here. There's our tone and push pull. So it basically phases, you know, changes the phase. Same thing. Oh, by the way, the tone works. It's far more powerful. It's full on down. It splits it and puts it into phase and makes it a little thinner when you split it. Same with the bridge. Down position. A little bit less. Oh, and I'm going to tell you, I actually, my way of doing this is, yeah, you can tap test it. You can get a digital voltmeter, and you can, you know, get in there and booger around with it. The way I like to do it is donate a set of strings. Once you've got it all in there and you've got it wired up, put a set of strings. I just put some Ernie balls on it. I tuned it up. I tested all of this, made sure everything was working correctly, and took those strings off because he wants these on there. So the next step is, as I always do, and you know, anybody that watches and follows, and judging by the numbers, there's quite a few of you, I'm going to clean up his frets. I'm going to oil his board. I'm going to clean the entire instrument, and then we're going to restring it and do the setup. Okay, so I'm not going to do any of that on the video, but we are going to go to is tightening this little cavity up, right? Everything is nice and neat. We're going to put tie up this excess bridge pickup harness. And I'm just going to kind of get it all put together, and that way it stays tucked down in there. Right? Ya follow? And then we're going to put the cover on, and then we're going to tap test it one more time. We're going to tap test it one more time. Make sure just from doing that little operation, nothing popped off. But I know my solder joints, and they don't generally pop off. I might pop off from time to time, if you follow my meaning. I can be a cranky son of a bitch when I want to be. That means pop off. So, yeah, at every juncture, every time you're doing wiring, whenever you're moving wires around, soldering, changing pickups, at every stage of the process, check your work. Check your work and make sure nothing popped off, came apart. I know it seems redundant. It seems, like you're doing too much work or you're being over careful. Sorry, there's no such thing as being over careful. Take your time, do it right, double check your work. And if you fuck up, oh, sorry, did I say that? If you fuck up, own it and fix it. So one more time. One more time. Neck. Right here. Tone. Yep. Phase. Yep. Bridge. Right here. Right here. Yep. Yeah, we're golden. In the middle. Should both be on. If you shut one volume off, they both go off. That's the way the other company does it. It's been that way for 100 years. That's the way you wire these guitars up. It's not a mystery. It just you have to pay attention and go slow and be cool about it. So yeah, you guys have seen this a million times. You know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna clean up the frets. We're gonna condition the board. I'm not gonna show any of it this time because I want to get to restringing and final setup and what it sounds like. Okay, so guys, stand by. Okay, so we're back. Yep, strung up, cleaned up, frets, board. You know the routine, people. We are going to now move on to setup. And I'm pretty sure this is a little tight. Yeah. We need to open up our neck relief slightly. It's a little too straight for my liking. Follow? So neck relief, it's the first thing you do in a setup, especially when you've had the whole guitar torn apart. Things kind of settle. Now, I know we're going to need to. What size is that? Oh, PRS. funky size. Funky size. Stand by. Un momento. It's not so much that the size is weird, it's the route is straight down instead of ramped up where you can get a tool on it. I want to loosen it, which is to the left. Yeah, it's going to fight me. That should be enough. These things are pretty responsive. Make sure you got your string tension right there. I know you don't think it matters, but it does. And then check your measurement again. Right? Over and over and over again. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's all it took. Just one little twist on that truss rod. Now, before I get too far, I did open these up because I knew they were touching. Oh yeah, perfect. When I started, this one was really tight. And you can do all your setup, and then if you check that last and you pull your stop bar up, it'll change everything. So yeah, make sure that's right before you move on, which is string height. There's my googly eyes. There we go. We should be pretty close to where we need to be. It needs to come up slightly. That's perfect. I like that. I like that. That's the beauty of PRS. They respond so quickly to adjustment. Get back to pitch. Intonation. I always get this right. Yep. Very responsive tuners. Like that. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so happy I don't have to adjust that. Last thing. We're going to make some sound. Pickup height, because, you know, we just put the pickups in it. Little close. Today was PRS pickup swap day at 396 guitars. Too far away. far away. Two of them right in a row. I like this guitar. This is a nice instrument. I like the other one too. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't think we need to do much else with it. This is a nice guitar. Yeah, beautiful. This guitar is ready to go back home. You guys gonna love it, love it, love it, love it. We put in, we took out the original pickups. I'm not 100% sure they were the original pickups, but we put in a couple of Seymour Duncan, the Reverend Billy F. Gibbons signature Hades Seymour Duncan pickups, and I love them. They're going to be a nice upgrade to this guitar. That's it. I'm going to snip off this stuff, put the truss rod cover on. It's going to settle overnight. We'll recheck everything in the morning, but this guitar is on its way back to a happy customer, I hope. Thanks for watching. It's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. I appreciate all your comments and the love that you give me. For you trolls, go away. We'll talk soon.